and welcome to Access for the 48th time. Not bored of us yet, are you? Good, because check this lot out. We're going behind the scenes at a PlayStation Vita ad shoot in London, finding out what you lot think of Wonderbook Book of Spells at a hands-on event in, London again, and rounding up all the hottest news in our PlayStation briefing. But first, get your fighting face ready for our Game of the Week Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Take it away, Nate.
If the regular Tekken series is like a soap opera with the lead characters constantly throwing each other into volcanoes and turning into giant devils, then what I like best about Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is it's like a Christmas party for the series, when absolutely everyone turns up and the whole thing's allowed to be twice as crazy as normal. And given that the last time we spoke to the man in charge of the Tekken series, this is what he had to tell us.
By
the way, I'm not wearing pants, by the way.
Twice as crazy really is saying something. It does have a sort of story, as outlined in this glitzy CG intro, which seems to be about everyone turning up to a big arena and then everything going on fire. Prison? Toilet? But really, it's about bringing together as many characters as possible and putting a twist on the still awesome Tekken gameplay with the tag system. Now, on a basic level, the tag system means you're going to have to learn a minimum of 2 characters, but it also means you can pull off cool tag combos like this. With more than 50 playable fighters, it also means there's loads of mileage to be had from picking the weirdest combinations you can find, like Wang and Lily, who look like a billionaire, and his inheritance bunny bride, Wang. Or you could just make Roger Jr. fight Panda and pretend you're in some kind of exotic animal underground fight club. Go on! Endanger him! Go on! That'll teach you, you furry lummox! Or you could just play arcade. Away from the fighting, there's a new emphasis on customization, which means you can change your fighter's hair or clothes, or you could put a siren on his head and pretend he's having a nervous breakdown. So lots has changed, but if someone was to ask me, I'd still say it feels exactly like Tekken, because the combat is still a brilliant mix of accessibility and depth, and it relies more on timing and skill than it does on just pressing buttons, because Paul's still got that ridiculous hair. And the game's final boss battle in arcade mode is rubbish. It's Jun Kazama, who first appears as an angelic maiden who can juggle half of your life bar away in one long, unavoidable combo. And then she comes back as an oily swamp queen who can summon a hand that takes all of your health away with one hit. Brilliant. It's like a boss designed by a 2-year-old. But that's okay, I expect that bit to be rubbish. The more important thing is that Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is the slickest and smoothest ever version of this still immense fighting series. Plus it's full of really important life lessons, like if you ever try to develop a potion for eternal youth, you'll probably turn into a bear. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is out on the 14th of September, and we recommend it more than fighting a lizard with a revolving hammer thrower on his head.
Time to wrestle that giant news rabbit now. It's your PlayStation briefing. First up, have we got a competition for you? Yes, we have. The penultimate round of the British GT Championship comes to Silverstone on Sunday the 9th of September, with GT Academy hero Jan Mardenborough and his team sitting just 2 points behind the championship leaders. To celebrate, we have an amazing prize. The winner will drive the Nissan GTR and 370Z around Silverstone's Stowe circuit before being taken for passenger hot laps in the GTR Track Pack Nissan Supercar. After that, the winner and a guest will be invited for a full grid walk, garage tour and race day hospitality at the Brooklyn Suite, courtesy of Nissan and PlayStation. To enter, just head over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/PlayStation Access, although be quick as the competition closes on Thursday the 6th of September. There was magic in the air last week at HMV on Oxford Street as PlayStation hosted its first community hands-on event with Wonderbook Book of Spells. We popped along to find out what you lot made of it.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's I can imagine it'll be a great game for the family. Great for kids to learn how to read, learn how to play. If you're a big fan of J.K. Rowling, I'm sure it'll be fantastic.
I just played Wonderbook and it was amazing. Felt like a little kid again. Everyone loves magic, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the new games that come out and the different spells that you can learn and become a wizarding genius.
A massive thanks to everyone who braved Oxford Street on a Saturday. We'll have more on Wonderbook in the run-up to its release. And finally, PS Vita owners can be excused for looking extra smug this week, because not only does the newly released 1.8 firmware update allow you to use your swanky handheld as an extra PS3 controller, you've now got access to over 100 PS1 classics on the Vita store. Classics like Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, Tomb Raider, Jigsaw Madness. God, I wish it was 1997 again. That's your briefing done for now. We'll hit you with more top stories next week. Stop right there, people. It's time for this week's jaw-dropping digital shopping on the store. Headline news has got to be the inclusion of Rockstar's epic Western classic Red Dead Redemption as part of the PlayStation Plus Instant Games Collection, which, if you don't know, is a selection of essential titles available to download for absolutely nothing if you're a Plus subscriber. An amazing deal made even better by the arrival of John Marston, a world of atmospheric frontier adventuring, and the ability to shoot the Wild West dry of all forms of life. Also making its way to the store in downloadable form this week is Dirty Pile 'em Up Twisted Metal, a sprawling multiplayer battler packed with garish characters, roaring engines, and a truck that turns into a massive clown that fires a minigun. You had us at massive clown. Finally this week, that noise like a didgeridoo the size of France being played directly into your ear, yes, that's the one, can only mean there's some Battlefield 3 news. And here it is. As of today, Battlefield Premium members can download the Armoured Kill DLC, which features new drivable tanks, mobile artillery, and what DICE are calling the biggest Battlefield map ever. That's a lot of snow to shoot at, people. That's all from the store for now. We'll have more downloadables for you next time. Bonus level this week comes from Silverstone and GT Academy's 2012 race camp. Here, elite GT racers from across Europe came together to compete for a place at the 2012 Dubai 24-hour International Endurance Race, with the British racers mentored by ex-F1 pro Johnny Herbert.
I think games like Gran Turismo have been very, very important for learning tracks. I do remember when I raced at Indianapolis back in 2000, which was the first time we went there, I used the PlayStation to learn the circuit. So it's a very, very important factor now.
This year at Spa, I spoke to Jordan Tresson, and he said to me that the Spa, Gran Turismo Spa, is very realistic. I had the Spa 24-hour race this year, and all the simulator training that I usually do for other circuits, I train here at Silverstone. But for Spa, I just used GT5, and that was the only bit of training I had going to Spa. So it's a fantastic simulator, and I did really well there in my stint.
Guest of honour at the event was GT overlord Kazunori Yamauchi, who reckons he'd have given pro driving a shot if he'd had GT5 as a kid.
If Gran Turismo had been around when I was a teenager, then I might have ended up as a race driver. But unfortunately, the game didn't exist at that time, so I became a creator rather than a racer.
Big congratulations to Belgium's Wolfgang Rice, who emerged as the camp victor, sorry Johnny, and goes on to what will hopefully be a promising pro race career. We're accessing not one but two areas this week on Access All Areas, double prizes. The first one is this pulpy retro diner in trendy Shoreditch, where we got major camera envy while behind the scenes of a Little Big Planet Vita commercial shoot. We had a natter with actress Katie Clark to see how things were going.
It's gone really well. It's been quite quick, but it's been fun. It's been good. I think they kind of wanted to have like a vintagey kind of feel, like if it was set in the 50s or the 60s, hence the makeup and the dress. And I think it was quite important to have a girl playing on the game, because people think that it's a boys' game, it's a boys' toy, and it's quite nice that they're using a girl to play on it. So it kind of maybe opens it up to a wider audience of people.
Next, it was on to a Hackney rooftop in the early hours, one of our favourite hangouts, where this early version of FIFA 13 on PS Vita went under the studio lights. We pulled the cast and crew off camera duty long enough to chat about the day's shoot.
So for the last 2 days we've been all over London. Yesterday we were in the heart of Shoreditch shooting some footage for Little Big Planet. We've been at the Natural History Museum shooting some footage for Uncharted 3, and this afternoon we were at a diner shooting again for Little Big Planet, again in the heart of London's East End.
We've shot mainly in East London, but we did have the first night of the shoot was at the Natural History Museum. We shot in the main Grand Hall where they've got the Diplodocus, and that was absolutely superb. Really, really nice. Difficult to do it in the time scale we had, but it was a great evening. We got a lot of very good footage.
Thanks to everyone at Drum for tolerating us getting in the way, and be sure to keep an eye out for the Little Big Planet Vita and FIFA 13 Vita ads when they air later in the year. Before we head off into the virtual sunset, a last word from our glorious game of the week. As all Tekken fans know, the best thing about the series isn't the fighting at all, but the end scene movies unlocked in arcade mode, and specifically Kuma's ending, which always sees the hapless murder bear falling over himself in pursuit of the object of his desires, Panda. What's keeping us awake at night is, with Kuma having been rebuffed by the furry Ice Maiden, what becomes of the poor besuited chap who comes to his aid? He's probably fine. We'll see you next week.